So today I wanted to speak about confidence, gaining confidence in our practice. This was one of the questions from the forum. And so I want to speak about it first, just quite generally, in what can be happening in our experience when we experience a lack of confidence, and then moving into the journey of gaining confidence. So it's quite likely that many of us coming to practice have this habituated mind where we lack confidence and therefore experience a lot of doubt. And this can be so painful. But of course, the beauty in meditation is that we learn to make everything our friend. So we can begin with just knowing that the lack of confidence doesn't mean we are doing it wrong, or that the teachings aren't right, that they aren't for us, or our teacher isn't good enough, but that there is just something, habituated pattern that we have that holds us back. And right now we have the courage not to be stopped by that belief. And that belief has just come from so many moments of feeling that we weren't good enough, we weren't enough. And so our first step can simply be to be aware of this and just treat it like a cloud in the sky. And with any cloud, we can look at it and appreciate it. In some moments it might block the sun, or on other days it might produce a shower when rain is needed. But like all clouds, it will simply be there, do its dance, and then be on its way. So, and it's quite likely too that if we've already been meditating, that inside ourselves we do have some confidence that there is something within us that is more than the perceptions that we hold ourselves down by. So, it's like knowing no matter how dark the clouds are, that we are okay. And, in moments of great sadness, actually, where I felt just immense pain, that I felt like the earth could hold me, the sun warmed me, and then that there was just a sense of being okay underneath all of the pain. So in these moments, if we have moments like this, we have a time where we are seeing ourselves in a much bigger, vaster, wiser way than we may have ever dared to dream. And so out of this, there is a sense of possibility, an inner stirring. If we are then fortunate to meet someone or hear teachings where there's some degree of resonance, then we get motivated and start applying the teachings and practices. And this, because we're moved by something that we see being modeled or we hear about. And so then, as we do this, we can have moments where we see how powerful awareness is, which might be as simple as a moment of seeing a destructive thought and see it as just a thought and not the sum total of who we are. Or when someone yells at us and we don't have that same level of reactivity, we just feel a bit more quiet, spacious within that. And so this is where we taste of the power of awareness, and that brings us more confidence in our own capacities. And then as we continue on, we might still hear things that don't really make sense to us, but rather than just say, no, that can't be right, we have the sense to keep it open as a possibility. And then we start looking in our own experience to see what is true. So we've, out of this, developed patience with that which is unresolved. And this is a huge teaching, as the path is not linear, and we often learn lessons over and over again. And yet we might find that each time they circle around, we are stuck for shorter and shorter periods of time. So at first we have a sense of possibility. Then we might hear the teachings that elicit the potential we have from a teacher we trust, and it inspires us to do the practice. Then, as we do the practice, we start to see in little ways that what we are hearing is true, which opens us up to exploring even the biggest challenges that we face. And slowly, step by step, we find that we are less bound. And this, just helps us to keep steady. At times we may still get discouraged, but if we can look back at times and remember the impact that practice has had on our life, or looking to our teachers and seeing the qualities that we appreciate about them, and remember that on the deepest level that they are just like us, and that there are people who have really been in completely dire situations, and they face the challenges to transform the very way they live their lives, to touch into their innate sense of well-being. So I hope that we can all develop confidence in our practice, in our lives, and really allow ourselves to live into our full potential.